Hey Cancer, welcome to your bonus reading here. We're just going to go ahead and get started and jump straight in. I hope you're doing well. Now this is just an additional reading here that I'm doing for all the signs until I jump into the February monthlies. So I just feel like it's a little bit too early to jump in, but let's take a look here. It's interesting. You did pull the Seven of Swords here, but it's in the position of the good stuff. So something here that you're strategizing, plans that you're coming up with, things that you're almost the conventional ways of things in which you're seeing you're wanting to change. Seven of Swords would be a good indication that your strategy and your plans here are coming together. It's still in the, I'm kind of picking up like things are still in the works, or things are still things you have to figure out. But I think for the most part here, you definitely have your eyes set here and you're very focused and locked in here on what you need to do. And I think a lot of this has to do with your future, in the future of things here. Work, career, life, the world. And so you're seeing almost a tide, a change in tide with things. And so it's almost as if you're trying to, some of you are trendsetters. I just want to say that here. Some of you are trendsetters, and so you could be setting a new trend here, or this may not make sense right now, but just hear me out. You may set a new trend or find a new trend. You're just able to see where the wave is going and catch the wave. Let's see here. Very interesting stuff. Of course, I'm going to show you the cards here in a moment, and we'll go to the read here. I think in your hopes at this time, you're just hoping to create a better future here for yourself. There's things that, there's an ideal way in which you want your life to be, right? When it comes to all areas of your life, love, career, everything. And I think that's what you're ultimately striving toward. And I think you're realizing here that if you actually do the work, if you actually focus, you'll be able to have those things. And so I do see this shift in your mindset here. It's interesting. You ever seen still waters? Right, the water's still, but if you throw, a rock in there, it creates all these ripples and waves. Well, it's almost as if things have felt very still for you. And so maybe you haven't felt motivated or moved, or nothing's really happened, but something here is happening to where it's starting to create all this movement here. I think it has a lot to deal with the sun coming into Aquarius, right? It just conjuncted Pluto. We've never seen this in our lifetime, right? We got very close to the sun conjuncting Pluto in Aquarius last year, but it missed it by 1 degree. So this is the first time it's happened. So it is setting the tone, right, for the age of Aquarius. Now we're really cemented in it, especially when we have this new moon in Aquarius. That really is going to bring us in and start that cycle of really coming into the age of Aquarius, right? So there's a lot of change happening. Uranus is being activated. Uranus then goes direct, right, coming up soon. And so talk about a whole new world coming online that it's going to be very interesting and a lot of things to explore and navigate. There's a lot of tension, I feel, underlying tension in the collective energy, because there is this subtle energy of tension, but it's not necessarily bad. You ever get like that we're gonna jump in here in a moment, and speaking of Pluto, here it is, right? So y'all just think I be saying shit. I know what I be saying. But speaking of tension, it's like sometimes we need almost a little bit of tension, right, to get us off our ass to do certain things, right, or to wake us up, right? And I get here, you're really capitalizing on that. But you did pull Pluto here, and it says rebirth. And so this is definitely, we're all going through a rebirth as a collective. The sun just conjuncted Pluto, but you specifically, this is in your 8th house, Cancer, which the 8th house is the unseen, metaphysical, things that are hidden, life force energy. So there's a powerful activation, especially Kundalini-wise, I would say, to where it's reigniting or igniting your passion here for this brand new future in which you're ideally seeing. So power is one thing, and Pluto also has a lot to deal with generations. And I'm going to show you how big this read connects. And so you can scope out and see how everything is happening. Let's see. You pull this cloud card. It says imagination here. Yeah, and this makes a lot of sense. The ideal future that you're trying to create. I don't want to make my videos too long, but maybe they need to be, because I don't know. I don't think anybody really goes into depth like this. I mean, I know there's some readers, but I mean, I'm not sure, right? I don't know. I'm not trying to throw fucking stones, right? That's not what I'm trying to do. But the imagination part, the North Node just came into Pisces. The North Node's on top of Neptune. The North Node is about the pull, right? It pulls you out into the world, and it makes you want to create a better future or build a better future. And it's in Pisces, so it deals with ideals, being more idealistic, imagination, dreaminess, or dreams, visions. And so I think it's very important for you to tap into your imagination, especially when it comes to being an authority, right? That North Node being in Pisces in your 9th house, it's about being an authority when it comes to being a role model or being a teacher, being a guide, setting the stage, setting the tone, right? Really relying on your expertise and your knowledge, but also continuously seeking out the knowledge, continuously seeking out 9th house energy, which is higher levels of education, wisdom, learning, being a parent, guide, mentor, teacher. But I think this is your imagination. A lot of you know, your advice is actually to accept, not even accept, but to embrace your gift here that you have to offer, especially to humanity with the star card and the challenge. And that star card is going to be coming out a lot for all the signs while we're in Aquarius. While we're in Aquarius season, but also Pluto being in Aquarius. You have following the path of another, your path is being redirected to where it should be here. Yeah, and I think this is about you really defining and creating the type of ideal future that you want, right? Walking your own path, going your own path. And again, it's like being a leader instead of being a follower or being kind of sucked into a group mind of something. It's more so about blazing your own trail and setting the tone, setting the example. There's a lot of energy here. You have the Seven of Swords, and specifically the sleep. You know what? I'm going to save that for the astrology video that I'm going to do, right? Because I don't know if people are seeing this with the new moon that's coming up. Like it's a powerful new moon that we're having in Aquarius, but there is this subtle underlining kind of kind of reminds me of Fast and Furious a bit. Fast and Furious. Maybe I should label this reading or name this reading Fast and Furious. But you do have the Seven of Swords here in the position of the good stuff here. Your strategies and your tactics and your approach to things will be unique, but they'll also help you stand out, but they'll also help you get your objectives done with that Seven of Swords. Also, too, one thing that you're doing that is a good thing is that you are totally sacrificing yourself to be of service to the collective or for the higher good of things, right? So, because the Seven of Swords is moon in Aquarius, and Aquarius is the opposite of Leo. Leo deals with, being your own confident authority. It kind of deals with ego. But I say ego like not in a negative way, but Aquarius is more so the collective, and moon in Aquarius is about, okay, well, you're finding your sense of fulfillment or your emotional comfort through being of service, right? And so you'll start to be feeling actually really good about what you're doing, if that makes sense. You have the Ten of Pentacles here for the overall energy. Yeah, and this is about your future, your legacy, the future, the future generations to come. Also, this deals with fame, recognition, career. So Ten of Pentacles is a good card when it comes to wealth, longevity, stability. So you could definitely be building long-term wealth, stability, or you're focusing on, that's your mission. It's like, okay, long-term stability, the future, I'm really shaping my future. Ten of Pentacles, Mercury and Virgo, so it really is about, Virgo's all about the details. Mercury loves being in Virgo, right, where it's dignified. And so it's about the intellect being very practical and being able to problem solve, put things together, right? Look at the details, shape things. It's being the architect, right? So you have the Eight of Cups here for in your hopes and your fears. Eight of Cups is you're hoping to move through this transition, and get and move into a better future. I feel Eight of Cups is when we've walked away from something, or the timing of things has naturally transitioned, and so you're kind of in this in between a bit, to where you're not where you want to be, but that's what you're striving. That's where you're striving to be. You have the King of Swords here in your current energy. I like your current energy. I feel like you're very locked in, focused, concentrated here, and you have your mind on the prize here. King of Swords also is, you have goals here, and I think you're very focused on those goals. Your mind is clear. It's almost like your mind is becoming very clear. You have the Star card here in your challenge, and then you have the Queen of Cups as your advice. Yeah, Star card is Aquarius. It's the archetype of Aquarius. So the challenge is this whole brand new world that we're all stepping into, and how it's kind of shaping your own personal life here as well. To where at this time there's a lot of newer energy here. There's a whole rebirth of energy collectively, and I think here that you're trying to figure out like how you can best strive toward creating the best future for yourself, right? The ideal future that you want for yourself. And really figuring out like your place here in the cosmic scheme of things. Because Queen of Cups as your advice is that you're looking for that sense of comfort, home, stability, nourishment. And also too, the Star card is about bringing your own truth and light to the collective, right? And contributing. And I think here with the Queen of Cups as your advice, one of your biggest gifts here is the ability to hold space, or it could be empathy. All things water related, things that have to deal with depth, introspection, reflection, emotion, empathy, spirituality, psychic ability. You have the Magician here as are in the future position. Yeah, and the Magician is as above, so below here. You're working with the energy here, I see, with this Magician, and really manifesting the Magician's manifestation, really manifesting the future here that you ideally see, right? So you're using all your tools and your gifts and your skills here. And it's interesting, I see that you're not fearing competition. What's going on in your third? Cancer, Leo, Virgo. The South Node is in your third, that's right. I think you're relying upon your skill set, and I think you're really taking that to another level here. Right, third house, yes, it's the house of ambition, so you could be using your voice too, right? Or the third house is the house of communication, but it's also ambition. It gives you strength. It also can deal with your skills, competition, bravery, courage, right? Right, because the third house is about starting new ventures. So you have the Ten of Cups here in the outcome position. So this is your happily ever after here that you're manifesting. I think with this Ten of Cups, you're going to be very proud of how things shape up for you. Ten of Cups as well is when you're really building a life or immersing yourself into a way of being that you feel the Ten of Cups energy, you feel the connectiveness, you feel the happiness, you feel the joy here. You have the Four of Cups here in the position of something you're unaware of that you need to be aware of here. Yeah, don't let your emotions, don't let yourself become emotionally triggered here. You know, Mars is still retrograde in your sign, so you can definitely be feeling triggered, right? Or frustrated emotionally, or, you know, Mars retrograde kind of turns the energy inward, and with it being Cancer, it turns it inward emotionally, right? So it's just having to be conscious of how you channel that energy. Seven of Swords. All right, let's clarify the Seven of Swords in the position of the good stuff here. Yeah, the Devil card here. Yeah, and sometimes, yes, the Devil card is negativity and toxicity, so you may be, you know, disconnecting from negativity and toxicity, but I think the Devil card also deals with, it's Capricorn, right? So it is the traditional ways of things. The chains represent attachment to the ways of things that have always been done, and the Seven of Swords would be, okay, can we do things differently, right? So it's being able to find newer ways, newer avenues here to break free from limitation or restriction. Clarify the Ten of Pentacles. You have the Hierophant here. Yeah, and wow. some of you are very much really involved in like the world, charities, establishments. But I would say the Hierophant, Ten of Pentacles, the overall energy here for you is the Hierophant is very connected to where the North Node is in Pisces in your ninth. Right, the Hierophant is wisdom, higher levels of education, learning, morals, morality. That's the ninth house, where the North Node is in Pisces. Ten of Pentacles would be legacy. Ten of Pentacles would be long-term future building. And so I see you really wanting to kind of lead the way, right? Like to really be an influence and an authority with creating your life, and also really being involved in things to where you're also helping contribute to the collective. Some of you here could be mentors, teachers, guides. You could work in well, let's see. I'm not sure. Let's see. Clarify the Eight of Cups in your hopes and fears. You have the Hangman. Yeah, the Hangman would be sacrifice, letting go, and detaching from an old way of being, and reorienting to a newer way of life. I always look at the Hangman as it's Neptune, so you can feel disoriented, but Neptune is all about reorienting your consciousness toward a higher spiritual ideal, and I think that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to really strive to live your life in accordance with the highest spiritual, like the highest spiritual order of things, especially with that Hierophant, the Ten of Pentacles. Clarify the King of Swords in your current energy. You have the Knight of Swords here, and again, I think you're very focused here, calculated, locked in. Clarify the Star card in your challenge. Wheel of Fortune, yeah, the tides of change. The Wheel of Fortune, I always say, is transition and change, right? Moving into new cycles, right? So I think your challenge right now is the future. You're really thinking about the future and what you want your future to look like. Clarify the Magician in the future. Yeah, the Two of Swords. Yeah, Two of Swords would be getting off the fence. And be getting off the fence. It's like decision making. I always say the Magician is a call to urgency, to where it's like we start to get really active with doing things. So I see here, this is like really you being really hands-on with the work that you're doing and the things that you're building and creating, and you're just really taking part in the manifestation process, right? Like you're really focused on creating. And I also feel like you're really being encouraged here to believe in your gifts and your skills here, and rely on your skills. Clarify the Ten of Cups and the outcome. You have the Empress, yeah. So what you're birthing and what you're creating, right, is leading you to a more prosperous, abundant life. And it's not just materially. I think it's spiritually and emotionally with the Ten of Cups. Also, if you have a family, Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, the Empress. I definitely get there's good. A lot of positive, good energy here. Happiness. Good times. Clarify the Queen of Cups as the advice. You have the King of Wands here. I think your advice is definitely work with others here. And whatever you, like, let's just say you have weaknesses in one area, right? I think it's delegating some of the work. Like, let's just say, for instance, if you're not good at something, don't be afraid to rely on someone else to help you do it. Does that make sense? Like, rely on your strengths, but also, of course, build up your weaknesses. But also, too, like, how can you bring your gifts to people who need it? So people that struggle with things, like, you can bring that, and then whatever you struggle with, they can bring that. I think that's your advice. But if you just want to look at this just as yourself, Queen of Cups and the King of Wands, This would be confident in what you have to offer here. And vulnerability, empathy, and love and compassion is not a weakness. Clarify the Four Cups here. You have the Death card. This is in the position of something you're unaware of that you need to be aware of here. The World here. Well, the Death card is connected to the archetype of Pluto that we pulled, right? Because they both deal with transformation. So the Four of Cups is, you could be feeling emotionally uprooted, right? But don't let things from the past or let things that are out of your control emotionally uproot you. I think this is about remaining grounded emotionally and having to maybe be a little bit more stoic and calculated and objective, King of Swords, which you're already doing, for you to really, stay grounded, but also make the best decisions. But yeah, this is a good read. So that's what I got for you, Cancer, in your reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, that link is down below, of course, in the description. If you're new to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe. And if you liked the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to hit the notification bell as well. It'll notify you whenever I go live, right? So if you don't want to miss a live, I do what I call super chat questions, to where I answer questions. If you send a super chat, I'll answer your question with the tarot, of course. So, all right, that's what I got for you, Cancer, and I'll see you in the next video.